district prosecutor's office, and of course we are going to talk about the competitive selection of new staff for the local prosecutor's offices. Now we have more than 600, and we will have 170 approximately. And the floor is given to Mr. David Sakvarelidze, Deputy Prosecutor General, Sergiy Grebenyuk, lawyer, head of the Kiev branch of the Lawyer Association in Ukraine, Maxim Gerbushin. He is head of the Department of Control and ensuring the work of the prosecutor's office in Ukraine. You have the floor, David. Good morning. Thank you very much for the opportunity given to me to once again speak about the concept of the reform of the General Prosecutor's Office. We continue to receive the documents to fill the vacancies of the local prosecutors all over Ukraine. Once again, this is unprecedented case when very high positions in the prosecutor's office system, about 700 all over the country, they are going to be selected on a competitive basis. Any lawyer with a certain service record and education can apply to fill the vacancy for the local prosecutor's office. What does it mean? This is a kind of the district prosecutor's office. In each local prosecutor's office, it can unite 5 or 6 district prosecutor's offices in order to ensure the quality and the correct proper management of the whole process. First of all, we are talking about the document submission and process, and we open 5 regional centers for receiving documents all over Ukraine. The first of this center, this is National Prosecutors Academy of Ukraine, which actually covers the following: the city of Kiev, the Kiev region, Vinnytsia region, Chernigov, Zhytomyr, Cherkasy regions. The second center is going to be in Lviv. We receive documents in the regional prosecutor's office of this region. It covers the Lviv, Volyn, Transcarpathia, Ivano-Frankivsk, Ternopil, Chernovtsi, and Khmelnytsky regions. Odessa. Also, the regional prosecutor's office receives the documents and from the applications from those who would like to take part in the competition to fill the vacancies of the prosecutors and their deputies. Odessa, Nikolaev, Kherson, and Nikolaev regions. Kharkov, Sumy, Kharkov regions. Dnipropetrovsk, Zaporozhye, and Donetsk region. In the Kharkov-Lugansk region. We call upon all those professionals, users, Ukrainians who were awaiting the opportunity without any connections to fill the office of the prosecutor and to return the confidence and trust of the public to the prosecutor's offices. So do not hesitate and send your applications for those positions. We are going to ensure the transparent, honest processing of your documents. So speaking about competition, we had to be finished by August the 2nd, but taking into consideration the number of those who are willing to fill those positions, and actually we have a lot of potential candidates who are on vacations now, we decided to extend this term of launching the applications to August the 10th. All the addresses are indicated in our web page, also in our Facebook page. Also, we have a hotline, so anybody willing can apply and approach us. Speaking about the procedure, the competition and the first testing will start in mid-August. The candidates will have to go through the 4-stage competition. Number 1, the professional test, which have been already published on our web page. The second stage, the IQ, or general skills test, which is to test logical thinking of a candidate. The third one is psychometrical test, MAP test. And the fourth stage is interview. The interviews will take place in 5 original centers in online mode. There will be the web camera, and everybody could follow this process. Once again, we address all those who are willing, who are professionals. Do not hesitate and send me in your applications. Let's change the situation together. Thank you for your attention.
Colleagues, to continue what David told, I would like to say several words about legal community. Was inspired by the beginning of the reforms they started to do in the law enforcement bodies, and we are very actively, we help where we can, and also we keep an eye on the process together with the General Prosecution and subunit of David, which is responsible for reforms, the Association of Lawyers of Ukraine, which unites more than 5,000 lawyers. So we had a number of events together, and we care a lot. We want this process to take place. The information we would like, together with you, together with media, to reach broad public. We, as practical lawyers, we can confirm, yes, the system in our country for many years, it was always closed to get into prosecution. If you didn't have some contacts and influential relatives or some other tools that would allow you just to get into the system, that was quite complicated. I don't mention that competition, which is done now, which is held now. It's about leaders, the prosecution. And 70% of the management of the prosecution. There is no law enforcement body instead except prosecution which has such a reform, broad reform. And if to look at the role of the prosecution in the system of law enforcement bodies and also in the system of justice administration, this means a big influence because it represents all the cases and the biggest cases, and those who pass the competition, they will run into regional prosecutions and 5-6 regional prosecutions, and it's quite those are quite big regions. And why do we say that the system is open, and why lawyers are so inspired when they observe this procedure? Because because in fact to get this position, you have a number. You just need to have just 5 years of law experience if you are lawyers like me, or you need to have 3 years of the prosecution. Because these guys and the system is such that's the criteria for them. What does it mean? That in fact the system, they open the system to its maximum, and anyone who would like to participate in the formation of these bodies and to participate, and that's the main message we have to deliver to the public, and we would like that the process to be active. We support that step which David mentioned, and that they prolong this until the 10th, because there are a lot of those who would like to participate, and the mentality. Our mentality is that it's summer, and a lot of people on vacations, and so we could and openness of this process. So that's the most important. Anyone can participate. Thank you very much, David. And several times we had this joint events together with them, and he explained that to lawyers, to defense lawyers, and he explained the process. Anybody can participate, and anyone can apply. Why it happens that the department responsible for reforms is in a hurry, because the country doesn't have that much time for this process to last for half a year. The society and the speed and the situation in the country require quick steps, quick solutions, and in fact we need to give a chance to apply. That takes about 20 days. So probably that's enough for all who want in 20 days and a month to fill application forms and to deliver to bring the documents. As to the selection, we observe this process and we prognose. Will it happen that someone who is working 3 years in the prosecution and who becomes a prosecutor? No, it doesn't mean. It does mean that there will be no serious selection. If you look through the procedures, there will be 4 stages, very serious tests, more than 5,000 questions, and IQ test, psychological, mental test. Only then top candidates. There will be about 10 of them who will come to the commission, and then an independent commission of different groups, and including the parliament and prosecution. They will select 3 candidates and NGOs to the general prosecutor. So that's the 4th stage, is the most important. You will see those 10 candidates for a position that will be online video. All the country can look who was selected, those 10 people, the 10 the best, and who of those 10 the best will be recommended. Three who will win among those 10, and who. Now a lot people say that something is ideal, something is not ideal. Somebody likes, someone dislikes it, and it's very important now not to look for some reasons why we like something or something is wrong, but to think positively and to dream, to be romantic a little bit. Let's believe that the system, there is a real wish to change something in the system. There are tools which allow everyone who personally would like to make their own input to realize that position. That's why I call it one. Lawyers, defense lawyers. Now, there is such a need in the society, and we need to have as many as possible candidates from outside of the system. That's why we are thankful for this opportunity David provides. So all the lawyers, now you have information that there is such a competition. So let's believe in it. Those who want, and to enter the system and change, let them try, and then they will share their experience, how they participate in this competition, and with the appointment, whether they succeed or not. So at least they can test and they can believe, and that's better than to wait and not to do anything to criticize. Thank you. Good morning. I would like to say the following. I work in the prosecution, general prosecution in reforms department. To develop the topic, what my colleagues have told, I would like to say that the process of reforms in the prosecution has begun. I got into the prosecution openly. What do I mean? General prosecution of Ukraine and the Department of Reforms, I had a chance to pass through the competition openly, honestly, on the basis of the competition. Together with me, there were a lot of people who participated in the competition, but in the final interview, they selected those who they made the selection. Since 2011, I was working in prosecution on different levels. So starting with district prosecution, then prosecutor in the region. When I found out that on the official site of the prosecution there was information about the competition for new department in the general, I decided to apply. Honestly, I did not expect that my resume would be considered and that I would have a chance to try to participate in the competition, but they provided that opportunity to me. I participated in the competition, and I was appointed for this position. Now I am in the group of Kiev Regional Center and responsible for registration of candidates and also for tests. We I appointed to make sure that this is an open test. And as a result of Kiev group, we can announce that people, especially for the second week, they started to, the number of candidates started to grow, and not only formal prosecution clocks apply, but also lawyers and policemen, those who worked in law enforcement bodies, and also from private companies. And that's why I would like to tell you that when there is when the new law was passed, and when it comes into force, and after last amendments, we have a systemic process of reforms in the prosecution. And the first task is to hire to the prosecution people who are not biased, who can do the job, and who can do everything for the prosecution to serve the Ukrainian people. Thank you. Thank you very much. Colleagues, if there's any question, please.
Good morning, David. The question is to you. How many today the General Prosecutor's Office received the applications? 1,300 just from the outside candidates. Okay, among those candidates, are there any, let's say, existing prosecutors of district? This doesn't include our working employees. We are talking about the external candidates who have never been involved in our system. So there will be a very acute competition and contest between those who work today and those who are candidates from outside. And when we pass the decision, actually to extend the term for the application till August the 10th. So every day the number of the candidates increases, sometimes manifold. So we increase a real great and huge torrent of the application. Olin Stitsuk from UCMC. You said among those centers will those which cover the Donetsk and Lugansk regions. How are you going to select the candidates, taking into consideration the warfare which takes place there? Maybe there will be some additional conditions and terms to select those candidates from those places. You know, we try to maximize, well, I mean, to take into consideration to maximum possible extent the reality which our country is living through today, including warfare. This reform and this selection is not applied for the military prosecutors. As for the civil prosecutor's office, so to say, they have the same competition procedure, contest procedure, as for other candidates from other regions. They themselves, they do not participate in the warfare or in any combat, and according to our information, we have the prosecutors battalion, those prosecutors who actually participate in those combat actions. Will take that into consideration. As for the civil prosecutor's office, the rules will be the same for everybody. Everybody is going to go through the test, through the same standards, and we cannot allow any kind of exceptions or whatever. I have several clarifications. You said that 20 days for the receipt of the applications, and how much time will be given to all the contests, and when we are going to have new prosecutors in the different regions. Starting the mid-August, 15th of August, we are going to start the professional test, this procedure. We plan to complete this procedure by mid-December, by 15th of December approximately, according to our calculations. So we plan on that day nominate the new managers, or let's say prosecutors, and the local prosecutors and the district prosecutors, whatever. So by that time, the reorganization, restructure will have completed. Then we are going to reduce the personnel from 8,000 employees at the local level. We are going to reduce that to 5,500. And following December, we'll have a chance to have a contest for vacancies. So far, unfortunately, we cannot announce this contest for the it's rank and file positions, but after we finish this specific contest, we'll open for the prosecutors and their deputies. We'll start another competition for the lower level, let's say, employees. And so we start from the local prosecutor's office, and the last stage is the general prosecutor's office. I have to say that everybody has to remember the slogan of the paratroopers. Nobody but us, so everybody would depend upon us. So thank you very much, esteemed colleagues. We are going to follow the process, and we will be waiting for you with the new